Hey, Russian Wind, I see you there. Welcome to the Chubs, buddy. Appreciate your membership. Let me switch this camera around. It's still a little dark here, so it's gonna be hard to see, but it's gonna get light just in a few minutes. Oh boy, that's real dark, isn't it? Well, let me get some rods in front you can look at anyway. Welcome to Anything is Possible. I'm out solo today. Going to catch the sunrise, and we fished this place yesterday. Kevin and I, or Lyle and I, saw some splashing around, and then after that, I came back and fished by myself. And we'll have a video coming out. We got some cool catches here, so we get some night crawlers on and see if we can hook into anything. Kind of looking for trout, but I tell you, we caught 3 different species yesterday. None of them were trout, and that was fine. Okay. Hopefully our signal works out here today. Yesterday it got all choppy. So let me know. Good morning. Try to move this camera back a little bit. I do have a second rod set up now. It's a little tight quarters, but you got to go where the fish are, so we're here. That was a big fish just jumped. Good morning, guys. I have a little issue seeing chat here. I don't know if my fingers are frozen or you guys are just being quiet or the signal's bad. But we're going to hit this hole just for a couple minutes here while it's still dark, and then we're going to move down to the regular spot. This is super shallow, but yesterday there was stocked rainbow trout up here spawning. I know they say they don't spawn, but I got video proof yesterday of it. There's one right there. Right there. They're in here. This is a foot of water, and I can see them swirling in here. Hey, V8, welcome in, buddy. We're fishing a little tiny hole here before it gets light, but I got trout up here spawning, and these are stockies that aren't supposed to spawn, so I don't really feel bad trying to catch them. They just came all the way up this little creek. They got stuck by this little dam, waterfall, and they're piled in here. See if I can get, I'm gonna get a few for deer camp next week and do a fish taco night. That's kind of what I'm trying to do. How's your day going? Beggs, Oklahoma. I'm trying to remember. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving. Let me go put some power bait on this rod here. I'm just doing power bait to float the worm up a little bit. If I had a syringe, I would use that. But hard to find these days. Hey, Dynamic, what is going on? Oh man, the Black Friday sale. Welcome in, buddy. Good to see you. I will do my best to make you worth your early wake up. I will say, I didn't catch any trout here yesterday. I saw them spawning. They were all piled in here. As soon as they came up here, they took off to the deeper spot. But I did catch 2 BBs of different species fish. So there's some fish in this little tiny creek right now. So I'm excited. I'm not going to stay in this spot too long. Maybe another 5-10 minutes. And we're going to just move slightly down. We're going to work our way down this creek towards the main lake. Awesome. Good luck out there, V8. We're going up tonight. I work till 3. Kevin and my wife Kristen are doing stocking today with trout at a local creek with the trout nursery that we volunteer at. And then I get done to work at 3, and I'm going to go down there, and hopefully we're going to catch a couple of those little stinkers here. Pack a few of those into the cooler if I don't get anything here. But it's always a fun day. It's the Stony Creek anglers down in Norristown. They raise up fingerlings that are given to them from the state, and then we raise them up and put them in for derbies and some of the local creeks around here that can kind of hold them for a while. We try to pick creeks that can hold them, and we put them in there. Awesome, man. Awesome, awesome. Hope your fall stockings are better than ours. They've been a little weak this year. I usually move out of here by now. I only fish here when it's dark, but I can still see them swirling here and nothing the next hole down, so I feel kind of dumb to leave. I usually throw a trout magnet here, but it's one of those spots like you snag and you basically blew the hole out. So trying to float just a worm or two out there and see if I can get them to pick it up in a couple minutes. Nice. What part of PA was your wife from? I'm going to kneel down here just so they don't see me as much. I don't think these trout are interested in feeding at all that are up here, though. I've got them on tape yesterday just going in tight circles, like full spawning action, rolling. And I was hitting them in the head with bait, and they didn't want anything to do with it. I even threw a trout magnet with a power worm, and you'll get a reaction or an angry strike from them. But nothing. Oh, Pottsville. That's Yuengling Brewery headquarters. That's awesome. I love that area. Very nice country there. Got some nice little hills over there. My grandfather's from real close to there. Centralia area. Yeah, move around and trying different spots out, dynamic. Um, and try to befriend somebody on the stocking truck because sometimes they skip places or they don't put them in certain spots. And oh, here we go. Here we go. Shoot. Dang. Damn tree. Dang. So many pricker bushes and over branches, and this 4-pound fluoro just will stick to anything here. That looked like a trout. Morning, Stuart. I saw you coming in there. Just about to say something to you, and his rod went off. I'm going to hold it for a second, see if I can get him right back. should have waited and felt them. But sometimes it's hard to film and fish. You lose fish like that. Without the camera, I'd be sitting right on the rod. I would have grabbed that one. That's all right, though. Morning in, Stuart. Stuart is another one of our members. He's a shark member. Appreciate that, Stuart. Hope Wendy's doing good this morning. Just out for maybe an hour and a half this morning. Oh, man. Can't believe I missed that one. I'm going to try to move you guys around and sit right behind this rod so that doesn't happen again. Gonna get bumped around a little bit here, guys. Sorry. We're gonna go down in the sniper position. Gosh, it's just so tight here. Let's focus on that left rod. I think that's where the bite's gonna come from. Get my light off. In fact, let's move the other rod over there too. Go. Well, that's up to you, Dynamic. I appreciate that. I appreciate you just getting up early and watching. But the memberships do help. All that stuff does help. You guys just do what you can do and do what you want to do. I appreciate you. You got any good sales going on, Dynamic, out at, what do you guys call it? Dynamic? You got, or Academy? Dynamic. Yeah, Academy, I think you guys have. We have like a Walmart. I think you said it's like a Walmart out there. Oh, yeah. Come on. Hit it again, sucker. Hit it again. He's hungry. He hit it. They're so fast. And you got to be holding these rods. They're that fast. I'm going to sit next to that camera. And he snagged me up now. Dang. Gonna move you guys down even lower. Hang on. Gonna come down with me. I'm on the ground. Okay. Let's try that. Man, I wanted to move on, but I can't. That's 2 hits right here. That one's definitely a trout hit too. 160 on Googan Squad app. Hey, Jeff Beal come in. Hey, there he is. Good morning, Jeff. Good morning. Good morning. We're just using, right now I'm just using leftover worms. I guess they're red worms. And I put power bait on one just to help float the worm. Might move closer down where I caught 3 different species yesterday. Try my luck down there. Yeah, see, he snagged me up again. Didn't even feel it that time. Must be a log right there. We're going to move down. It's going to be a lot easier to get around, and I think we can still get bites. Bear with me a minute here while I try not to die on these rocks and prickers. Nice oak leaf. So he hit the one with the power bait and the worm. So we're going to do that on both rods when we relocate here in just a minute. Okay, we're going to go for a walk here. Sorry for the spinning around here. It's going to get a little bumpy. Hopefully I don't fall in. Oh, God. Guess we'll go all the way down here. Let's go all the way down. Sorry to bump you around. Get you set up. Get the legs down. Get the tripod back up. Here's that log. We're just slightly downstream from it. I can still hit it with the weighted line. Anyone guess the 2 PB fish I caught out of here yesterday? Actually, just slightly down from here. I'm gonna guess the species. That way for now. Catfish bait. What do you get for catfish bait from Walmart? I agree with that, Stuart, but Dynamic might have a trick up the sleeve. That boy can fish. I hate to cast there because I've lost so many baits right there. Cast it out this way. What the heck? I think I left my spike over there. I'll have to do this. Oh no, Stu. Oh man. Sorry, man. Hope you feel better. That stinks. Oh, is that me? No, it was me. I think that was me. I have the rod in the bucket. I just tossed something in the bucket, so I'm sure that was me. Hey, John, Fishing Frustrations. Welcome in, bro. Good morning to you. There's Masha. Good morning, Masha. Mayhem and Miracles. Good to see you there. Hope you had a, you don't your Thanksgiving's over. I hope you had a good day yesterday. She's a Canadian. They celebrated a few weeks ago. We just had ours yesterday. Dynamic uses you got shrimp chicken liver at your Walmart? Wow. We don't have that around here. We got night crawlers. Depends on the time of year for us. The cut bait sometimes will be better, sometimes chicken liver, sometimes a big fat night crawler. October. All right. I would say we've had more than two hits. Like we lost we lost two. They were on the hook. I just couldn't get to the rod in time, so this is where having a cameraman would have been nice. I wanted Kevin to sleep in, but he's got a full day of work today. Stocking trout all day. It's not easy work climbing up and down the banks. Right now we're going after stock trout, but we caught there's crappie in here. There are carp in here. There are white suckers, largemouth bass. So my PB largemouth bass, my best bass came out of here. My best sucker fish came out of here, and my best crappies come out of here. And it's not that it's a great fishery, it's that it's 2 minutes from my house, so this is my default spot. I just fish it a lot. But it goes to show you there's a lot of fish in, in bodies of water that are overlooked. If you fish it enough, you're going to get them. Wow, Walmart's twice the size of Academy. Holy cow. Masha. Carp are actually really good. If they're prepared right and you cook them right, they're delicious. You gotta bleed them out. You gotta cut the dark meat off of them. But some of them I've heard it depends on the water too. Depends on the water. So um, maybe we're fortunate around here. But they were actually bred by the pioneers for food. Before beef became an option on the plains. Uh, that is what all the rich dudes coming to America used until the prices came down a little bit and the regular folks started eating carp. And suddenly the kings and queens and all the well-to-do stuck their nose up at it. But it was actually a delicacy. I guess mostly for the protein source, but still wasn't that bad. We smoked it. And man, it was delicious. It was firm. It held up to the smoking, and There's no other fish that quite tastes just like that. It had its own taste, but it wasn't a bad taste at all. It was good. It's real good. Kind of felt like you're eating meat instead of fish, which does throw it does trick your head a little bit when you're eating it. Come on, fishies. Yeah, I broke a 7-day skunk yesterday. I caught two really nice fish yesterday, and one bluegill. So that was nice. All within an hour. As soon as you turn the camera off is usually when it happens. But I crawled down into like these pricker bushes down there and just made a cast, and I caught all 3 fish in that hole. There's no way I can get in there with the camera. That's why I like to film a lot, because it's with the GoPro on my chest, I can get where I would normally get. But when I go live with the tripod, it's like a whole different thing. Um, the whole approach is different. The line just got picked up. We're going to try one more hole after this. Maybe give it 10 minutes here, and then we're going to go for a walk about 20 feet down on the other side of the bridge. It's a good spot for crappie and trout. The trout hold all over in here. They spread out. Try to give them a little bit of slack and watch the line instead of watching for the rod tip to go. I swear with these trout, once the rod tip goes, you already missed the bite. You got to see the line go. They're so sensitive. Doesn't help that I think they stocked smaller than normal fish this year. Yeah, I remember you telling me that early on, Masha, about your grandpa fishing, and I had remembered that. I never forget an angler. I remember you telling me that early on. I used to come into your chats, like when I didn't really know who you were yet. But now I got you. Most days I got you in the background at some point during the day. Yeah, they died young back then too. Oh, no. Where's he dump dynamics? He dumps his battery acid in. Where's he dumping battery acid into? I mean, that's kind of how people treated creeks around here a long time ago. When I was a kid, there was a creek by me that was so filthy there was car parts all over it, and that's where they started the Stony Creek Angler Program. And that stream is now they got holdovers that if they weren't fished out, they'd hold there all year. Done so much work to that creek. Hey, Stacy, Bank Fishing Adventures, welcome in. Good morning. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving. Yep, he was up at 5 a.m. and lunch packed all his gear. Only had one leg. Sat in his wheelchair. It was his passion. Then he lost his second leg, and he's still. Wow, that's amazing. Oh, is that line going? I've missed two now, Stacy. They're such light bites. If I had the rod in my hand on both of those, I would have had them. He was shaking the rod, but he was gone by the time I got to the rod. Going for trout in here, but I had two surprise catches in here yesterday, both of which were my PB of those species. All right, we're moving. Just saw a big one jump where I wanted to go. We're moving. Holy cow. That had to be a bass. That was something big. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. You. No. You went through there the first time. Damn it. Oh, man. Huge wakes down there. That may have been a huge bass. This is where I caught my PB 7-pound largemouth too, right in this little body of water. But there's a big lake behind us. It's probably where he lives, but he came up here. What do we got going on here? Don't do this to me right now. I don't know if you guys heard that splash or not, but it was an impressive fish. We go catch Masha a carp. No, I don't think that was a carp. I see him jump on the lake, but I've never seen the carp jump in here. I've seen them in here, but never saw one jump. That was a bass or trout. This could get a little bumpy. Let's roll. Oops. This is going to get bumpy for sure. These pricker bushes are going to reach out and grab us. Okay. Pop these legs down here. We're going to get down there. I don't want to stand on top. because they'll see us up here like they'll think we're hawks. They won't bite. Gotta get down low to the water. You want something behind you like this rock, then they won't see us. Keep the bucket up there for now. Get you guys set up here. God, where am I going to put you? Good Lord. I get you guys set up here, but how am I gonna get the rods in the picture? Just say, how can I get the rods in the picture without losing the rods? Better hold this one. Figure out a way here. Gotta figure out a way. Just gonna get the lines in. I'm gonna grab the rod holder from behind me. Get those set up. Let's get you in there. Now you know why I was hesitant coming over here. It's bare to get into. Okay, I'm sitting right behind the camera, and I've got the rod out. I'm going to keep the other rod in my hand. Let's try that. You knew every fish and always came home with fish. Is a really small lake with less than 2 inches of visibility, built by the zoo. Lake with channel cats, carp, and bullhead. Nice. Still dark there. Well, get on that creek. You going fishing this morning? Fishing for what bites. There's crappie in here, white sucker, largemouth. I'm hoping to catch trout. I want to pick up a few trout for a deer camp next weekend, or this week, going up tonight. Every time I go to my hometown, I make it a point to visit the dock where I fished so many years. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Anglers remember each other, that's for sure. Chief Commander would park on the other side of the dock. Carp. Yeah, it is BFA. But it's impossible not to if you saw the size of that fish that jumped down here. Daniel Burry, welcome in, buddy. Right here, Dynamic, we have the $18.88 Walmart special rod. Real combo, but I did upgrade to like 500 and 1,000 of like the Sienna reel, which is like the next level up of Walmart reels. And I found that the 30, the $40 reel on the rod that the 1888 combo came with is a good match. I've had these and beat the crap out of them for 2 years now. So it's a real cheap alternative to buying something nicer. And I really like the rods. Like these rods are, I've tried different rods and like I got accustomed to using these, especially for jigging. Trout magnet, which is like my go-to. I find these are just perfect. So it's hard for me to use anything. It's hard for me to switch, and I can actually handle carp and catfish on these. I wouldn't want a big one on there, but I've done it. I've caught double-digit carp on these guys. I've handled them. Appreciate y'all finding me this morning. Probably have another half an hour or so before I got to get to work. It's 7:12, a little bit longer, I guess. But keep an eye on Bank Fishing Adventures. He usually goes out shortly after me, or we overlap depending on the time. But he'll be out probably. Yeah, fishy. Ozark Trail rod. These are Shakespeare rods. Um, Game fish or something, I think they were called. I mean, I bought like 6 of them, and none of the reels lasted a full year, but all the rods did. So I've got like, I honestly have like 10 of these rods now. I just buy new reels for them. Guggen rods. Yeah, I don't think there's too many secrets with them. You know, there's a lot of expensive ones, a lot of cheap ones, but I think it comes down to like feel and using it for what you're going to do with it. You don't want something that's so like reactionary for like a jig. You want something with a little backbone so that when you twitch it, it transfers that twitching to the actual bait and not just on the end of your rod. You might have something playing with that rod. Line just moves. Let me pull the power bait. I'm going to twitch this rod here so I'm going to get a worm out. I'm going to put another worm on this and take the power bait off. So yesterday I didn't catch anything on the power bait. Caught it all on straight worms. Yeah, I think I'm fishing too early in the morning. Not that I have a lot of choice, but yesterday I didn't catch nothing on the live. Went home, got a fresh cup of coffee, came back, fished the same spot, and caught 3 within an hour. They take a little time to wake up here for some reason. I think we'll get one here. We just have to be patient. Get my coffee out of here. Whoopsie daisy. You still see that rod? A little extra slack never hurt nobody. Just watch that line. Gotcha, dynamic, gotcha. All right, Masha, have a good day. Sure, I'll see you around. It's gonna be a slow day at work, so I'm gonna be catching up on my favorite YouTube channels. I hope it's gonna be a slow day at work. Nah, they shut off here. Even the channels seem to cut off dramatically here. Um, so we don't bother with the flatheads. It's a big trip for us. It's a big investment in catching bait, all that stuff. There's a lot of time that goes into that. We're gonna hit them much harder next summer when they are biting. I mean, we hit them pretty good this year, but I mean, gosh, we can catch so many of those. We get some real quality here in the city too. It's only 45 minutes from us, but it's a 45-minute drive each way. Sometimes well over an hour if traffic's bad. It's not the best area, so there's a lot of nerves that go into preparing. We don't have blue cats here, but not far from us. Out on the Delaware River there are. There's no blue cats around me. We are, Lyle and I are hunting, going up tonight. We're going to be hunting buck till Tuesday. And there's a little pond there that has channels in it. So we'll definitely be fishing. We'll probably do some pop-up lives at nighttime after dark. And we'll fish off the beach there. See if we can get a channel. That would be kind of fun. But, nah, nothing biting. We saw a couple big fish jump V8, but haven't connected on anything yet. I'm gonna get up and cast here. I'm gonna hit a spot with this cast further down. Look at where I caught the crappie yesterday. This is a nice spot to hide when it's cold and nasty. You can get into the corner of this rock wall. I fished here when it was like 5 degrees one time. Brought a little propane heater. That was so comfy. I fell asleep. There was one. This one on the other rod. Come on. That was probably a crappie. Should have brought a bobber with me. They like to come up for their food. I'll cast again. Recast the other rod too. Make sure that we're back under the bridge a good bit here. A little push never hurt. looks good to me. I don't know why you're not eating it. Looks real good to me. Yeah. All right, I'll be in. I'll check you out. Bank Fishing is probably going to go catch some Mondo catfish. If you're up, check them out. We won't be up here too much longer, so go check Stacy out. 2 days ago when he went out, he caught him immediately. He caught two right off the bat, so get him up, take a look. Hey, Nolan, welcome in, buddy. Good morning. Oh yeah, yeah. It's gonna be that bank. The Sunfish King tournament's gonna be real hard this year. I haven't even looked at all the rules yet. I looked at them once, but I like having a purpose fishing, so it's gonna be fun, a little extra adventure. Um, I'm looking forward to it. I sat the last one out. I needed a break from it. I didn't want to get Kevin all fired up again and burn him out. I'll be catching a cold. Yeah, I gotta look at. I think the first 4 weeks we're targeting like a short list of species, and it's like the biggest of those, I guess, is what you want to catch, and the most of the species. And then the second half is different species. It's great content. That's how I look at it. Like whether you win it or not, just participating, it gives you real easy content to do. Just if all else fails, just do your highlights from the tournament. And fishing with Kevin, it's fun. Just the getting up in the wintertime and how you prep and traveling all the different spots. You throw those highlights together. They're pretty easy. They're pretty easy films to do, and they're kind of fun. And they're really fun to look back at. And I'm finding myself looking at where all we fished and what species we caught. I'm looking at my old videos. So a lot of those spots, we were just running and gunning and going to like our first spot and then Googling other fishing spots near there. And we'd end up fishing all kinds of weird places that we never before. And we found some gems out there. Hey, fishing time, let's go. Welcome in, buddy. Good morning. These lives are jinxing me, man. We haven't caught a fin. I shut the live off yesterday and caught three. It's I get distracted, I guess, by the camera. I missed two this morning. Just couldn't get to the rods quick enough, and they were trout hits, pop, pop, and gone. I feel like the spring trout, they hit it and they take it and they're on. But in the fall, they get real light taps. Probably should have gone out to the main lake today. Would have been a lot easier to film and get at the rods. But I like this spot. Caught a lot of nice fish out of here. And it's quiet. I got two rods out. I got the rod you can see, and then I'm sitting behind the camera. And I'm digging a worm back here. So many sticks here to get snagged on, and they all have pricker. Ouch. Look at these things. That's what's all, this whole bank is just covered in those things. I think that's why I lost one of the fish this morning. I went to pick up the line, set the hook, and the line set about 3 seconds earlier than I thought it was going to set. It was wrapped around one of those. I'm trying to get that thing out. There we go. Cast one right in front here. I think I saw that there was walleye in it. That was enough for me, man. I want to catch a walleye so bad. And we've got a few spots, but whatever the reason, Kevin never feels like going to that spot when I know they're there. So it's going to give me you know, we default to trout as well because they're catchable. It's a great time to catch wilds, but I like to catch as many different species as we can, and I'm interested in catching some walleye and some other species. I like looking up where they live, and yeah, it's not fair for everybody, but no matter how you make the rules, that's the way it's going to be. It's not going to be fair for everybody. I don't know if fair is the right word, but you know what I mean. You just have to like adapt and. But that's kind of how I was in the summer. I was so hooked on catfish that I didn't want to do any other tournaments. So I get it. I get that fully. Yeah, I'm definitely in the boat of there's different fish, different times of the year here. Trying to catch them, certain species, like a catfish in winter, it's like bashing your head against the wall. It's just not going to happen. I do have a goal of catching a catfish and a carp this winter through the ice. I'm going to try to make it happen if we get the ice. Hey, Nets, good morning. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Thank you. Thank you. It was a nice Thanksgiving. Today in America is Black Friday, the day where people go crazy buying stuff. But we just go fishing. Nets is a longtime supporter of our channel. Appreciate you. Whew. Good Lord. You see that woodpecker come out of there? Scared the crap out of me. God. Yeah. We should get something on that rod. Yeah, some of the warmer climates make me jealous in winter. I'm like, man, how are they catching all these fish? You're doing end of the year bloopers and funny moments video, and better believe the rod going. That's awesome. Oh, that was great. There was a moment catfishing with Nolan at Mission Discover. We were down in the banks on the Philadelphia and Schuylkill River, and as flatties often do, you end up hooking several at one time. And we caught one, a good one on there, and I guess it was tangling poles or something. So I made a genius idea of like opening the bail and then just tossing the rod. Well, that rod, I guess the bail must have closed and there was a fish on it, and that rod shot into the water. And Nolan was going to go swimming after it. I was like, no, don't jump in. I was more worried that Nolan's mom was going to be furious with me than actually his safety. I know he would have been fine. I've jumped in that river many times, but still, not worth it. It would have been epic content, that's for sure. Coming out with the fish on too would have been pretty epic. I do have another catfish rod now, though. We were going up for steelhead, and I needed a new rod combo, so I got one that can handle 30-pound mono. So I'll probably throw that one in the rotation. I need to get a couple good straight up catfish rods that can hold like 60-pound mono or something. But he was close to going in. He was close. I seriously think that was only $30 combo. I think I got it at one point from Walmart for like $30. It was it was my favorite combo, but it was probably my cheapest too. But it was my favorite just because it was my first straight up catfish rod, and I hauled some beasts in with that thing. What time we got? 7:36. One deal I want to get, Nolan, is Cabela's has a youth bow. I kind of want to go up and get it in person though, but I want to if it's going to fit Kevin. He wants to do some bow hunting for carp in the spring. I've never really done it, but he wants to go out and do it. I don't think we'll make a habit of it, but there's a few spots we could probably take a few for food, or I think I think Elmwood and Lehigh Valley zoos still take carp meat for their animals if you don't want to eat them. We got the fishing line spool thing that hooks to the bow, and the arrows. We got everything but the actual bow, and I've got three bows, but they're all 20 years old, and man, the new bows are so light. It's hard to like. I started hooking it up, and I'm like, man, that thing's heavy even for me. It's unbelievable the way bows, how heavy compound bows used to be. Yeah, I hear you. Well, you know what? I'm going to go back closer to the car and take a couple more casts there before we call it. Uh, Partially because I forgot one of my rod holders over there. Secondly, because it's close to the car. And I don't think I need a third reason. It's going to go. I got a feeling. Go up on the top where I can stand and stretch my legs. That's probably the third reason. I'm too old to sit here like this. Oh, man. Bear with me. One brief period of adjustment. Any of you guys read Kurt Vonnegut? One of my favorite. I don't remember what book it's from. I read all of his works, but actually had I actually had him come into one of our classes when I was in college and taught a couple nights. It was pretty awesome. Um, and it's totally true. Some of his history is, even though the actual things that occurred didn't happen, it's so true. He's talking about like American history and human history and how things are written over time. And he says between year zero and year, 3000 or whatever this book was placed, he says there was a period of adjustment. So like after, like if you believe in God and all that stuff and the different religions and the calendar starting at year zero and now, just a period of adjustment is how we go down in history, which it's pretty true. I think to think you deserve more than a sentence is pretty selfish of human nature, I think. I don't know if I wouldn't call myself religious. I'm very spiritual. I just don't publicly practice it, but I'm very spiritual. But I also find that like to be hilariously true. All right, fish right up top. I could strangle Kevin right now because I don't know where my trout magnets are. And I bought a ton of them. I bought a ton of them. Let me get this back up. What are we doing here? What's going on with this thing? That way. Throw that one there. Okay. Be right back, guys. I'm gonna run down and find my other rod holder. You guys watch those rods. I'm gonna need a fishing report when I get back if I got any hits. It's like a 2-second walk, but you watch. I'm gonna get slammed while I'm gone. I know it. You guys catch anything while I was gone? Yeah. A lot of slack on this one. That'll work. Hey, Dwight, welcome in. There is Dwight, my minnow member. What is going on, buddy? Good morning to you. Catching cold is what I'm catching. Caught 3 nice fish here yesterday. Well, 2 nice fish, 3 fish total. As soon as I got off the live, I started catching them. I think I'm just a little too early. The fish aren't up yet, which stinks because I got to go to work. I don't really have a choice. I'd rather fish later too. But good to see you. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving. Nolan and Dynamic are going to get into a big live scope argument here in chat in a minute. It's one of the most controversial things in fishing, it seems, at least on the internet. I'm just going to sit back and watch the fireworks. Oh, fish. Oh, don't get stuck on there. Okay. Put a little power bait on here. Float this one out. Yeah, PayPal's pretty cool. I was able to send money to Bulk, who won our member giveaway. Uh, PayPal'd him. I guess he got it. He hasn't confirmed that he got it, but I used the PayPal link on his YouTube about page, and it said it confirmed through. He's over in Australia. Pretty wild. Let's see this out here. What time that we have here? 7:50. Yeah, yeah, you can go sight fishing and like test that theory out, man, for sure. You go sit on a bunch of fish. It's pretty frustrating. I'd far rather fish when you can't see them. And you sit there and see them, you'll spend your whole day trying to catch a fish that ain't hungry. It's a lot more to just spotting the fish, knowing whether they're feeding or not, depending on where they are in the water column and what they look like on the graph. Hey, Wild Japan. I didn't catch nothing this morning. Whole lot of nothing. Are you, the Wild Japan's another one I think that can't really participate as well this year because of the species in the Sunfish King League. Kind of hard to get in there, right? Yeah. There's some good wakes out there. There's something in here right now again. Let's see if he bites. Well, I really gotta go. I'm gonna be late for work, so I'm gonna start packing it up here, guys. I appreciate y'all coming in. This will be our last morning fishing live in a while. We're leaving for hunting today, and we'll be up the mountains buck hunting. We will pop up live, probably from the blind around lunchtime, just to say hi and fill you in. And I think we're going to do some nighttime catfishing up there as well. So we might be live for some of that. And we'll be shooting some video from the tree stand or the tree blind, ground blind. Let me get this one in. Oh, this sucker snagged me up. Unless I had one on there. Oh boy. Whoa. Fell in. We got it. Appreciate y'all coming in. Hope you get some good deals. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I just saw that fish down there again. Oh, that's frustrating. It looked like a bass. I just saw him come out of the water down under the bridge. That's a big fish down there. But he's not going to tempt me. I got to get to work. YouTube is not going to put food on my table anytime soon. The fish are taunting me, exactly. All right, guys, I got to run, got to get to work. Y'all have a great day. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate you guys. You guys watching it later. Thanks for watching. Appreciate all the watches. Yeah, sorry about that, man. I was hoping to put a nice fish on the bank. I'll tag you. If I remember to tag you in the video that I shot yesterday, you'll see what we potentially could have caught here today. Didn't happen, but I was trying my best. I don't know. But you guys all have a good day. I'm going to go have some fun at work, Dwight. Peace out, y'all.